Changing the world, unconventional busting. That's a big show tomorrow, Robin?
This is the second year this project has happened, and it started off with a group of 15 students last year who wanted to take a road trip. Then found out you can convert a bus to run on waste vegetable oil, and just did a lot of research and realized it really wasn't that difficult mechanically.
What we do is we just take the straight vegetable oil and heat it up, and that basically has the same effect. It thins out the vegetable oil so that you can pump it through a diesel engine and just run on that.
You don't have to change the engine.
Because vegetable oil, its combustive properties are the same as diesel. So when a diesel engine, you don't have a spark plug, it's just compression, and that's what gets the engine to fire and everything like that. As long as it's heated up to the proper temperature so it's the same thickness, you can just pump it through the system and it runs. We're getting great performance. We're actually getting better mileage than other vehicles.
Do you want to get me pummeling the Escalade behind our bus?
Throw it into reverse. Bam! I think we'd win.
Funny you should park these.
You're a monster!
Would you guys like to see the inside of the bus?
Yeah.
It used to be a regular yellow school bus like a couple months ago, and we converted it. We redid the inside because there's 12 of us that live on it. Step on down. Grab a seat on the couch if you like. Hang out for a little bit.
Starting to listen to hearing about.
Don't we join it?
Yeah, we're going north. Where are you guys going?
Oh, I can see them. Zoomed in, I can see them.
Think once, act twice, speed is impulse, price is nice. Don't you know when it's all through, you still got racer in his goddamn shoes. No second thoughts, never see what's new. They give you something to think about, take you off and shout you out. Becoming masses everywhere, jumped up, tweaked out with no delay. This all-star crew, this all-star crew.
This is, the building is, you know, as you see it from the road, it's an old Victorian mansion built around turn of the 20th century. And we wanted to retain that sort of historic asset. And that sort of works at cross purposes to your building a brand new, highly efficient building, because you've got this old hulk that you have to bring up to good standards, and that costs money to retain it and costs money to do things. So what we have here is, you can see how thick the walls are, the depth of the walls are here. Throughout the building we have an R20 layer level of insulation at least. And I say over and over and over again that it's the leakiness in the building that's just as important as the level of insulation in your building. And the construction community is beginning to catch on to that. But here, if you look closely, you see it's a triple glazed window. 3 layers of glass here. And when it's really quite cold in the wintertime, like 5 degrees outside, you don't want to be standing or sitting next to windows that are uncomfortable. So that 3rd layer of glass really helps with comfort. It also reduces energy use. Where this building is heated and cooled with a ground source heat pump system. And a ground source heat pump system is basically a bunch of heat pumps that are connected to the mass of the ground, the huge mass of the ground. And if you pretend that this thing was a 1/4 mile long, that would be the depth of the well that we have that heats and cools this building. That's like 1,200 feet long. And what we do is we suck water from a straw, and just pretend this is like an 8-inch diameter shaft, but only the first 300 feet is cased. And the rest of that 900 feet is just a borehole in the rock. Okay? And you put your suction straw in the bottom, and you suck the water out of the bottom, and you pump it into the building, and you can hear the water going through these pipes above our head right here, right now. And you send it to what's basically refrigeration equipment. The heat pumps are refrigerators, essentially. And you take water, right now it's coming out of the ground at 67 degrees, and we're actually dumping heat into the water. And this thing is what's known as a variable frequency drive. It's basically an inverter that senses how many of these units are calling for heat. And it spins that well pump around faster or slower depending on what its flow requirements.
All-star crew is coming to get you.
Pump right in this underwater storage thing, and we take the pump out and we just put one end right in the dumpster, and then the other end goes in
This is there, and like you might get rain a little bit, but it's just
pump right from the dumpster and use that. Yeah.
They've been on the bus all summer, so we'll talk about
12,000 miles, unbelievable.
That's thebiggreenbus.org. That's their website, 738. We'll be chatting with them in the studio. Talk Radio WNTK in the morning show.
And they have arrived. They are all here.
99.7 FM in New London.
The big green bus is parked right outside here in our Newport Road studios in New London. So who started this whole idea to begin with?
Where did it come from?
The whole thing started as a road trip. Last year, 15 Dartmouth students wanted to get together and wanted to do a road trip and do a last hurrah after graduation and started talking about where they wanted to go and how they wanted to do it. One of us discovered that you can buy school buses on eBay. If you go to the eBay automotive
you can buy
section,
anything on eBay.
You can buy anything on eBay. And started talking about it, and then someone mentioned you can run them on vegetable oil, and among them there were a bunch of environmental studies majors and mechanical engineers, and said, yeah, this is possible. You can make this happen. Should we do it? And they kind of did some research and then committed to it. Said, yeah, we're going to do this. And
where did you find fueling stations or places to? Were you chasing down all the restaurants between here and California and back, and getting all their cooking oil?
Whenever we were running low on our tank, we would normally be on the highway. We'd pull off, we'd look for a big Denny's sign, one of those sticking up above the trees.
And do they think you're up to no good? I mean, it just
yeah, kind of. But we go in there, we try and look as official as possible. We wear one of our T-shirts. We have a business card that we can hand them, and we can always say,
"We need to inspect your fat."
Exactly. Well, they definitely get suspicious because we kind of go in there and we try and look at their grease beforehand because we're on the road and we're filtering it as we go, so we need to find sort of the best quality that we can. So we're kind of snooping around the dumpster sometimes before we even talk to them. And if one of the workers is out back, you never know.
There's some guy having a cigarette as he's in college. Get out of there.
All right. So, what's your question for?
Well, for those kids anyway. I used to drive an old truck that we did have to push though. Tell me, does your motor, whatever it is, do you have a lot of smoke coming out of that?
Actually, the exhaust is very similar chemically to diesel exhaust, so there's not much, there's not a huge difference. But
loaded with calories.
Yes, the good thing about it though is there's no sulfur oxides coming out. So no sulfur.
Behind. If you get behind it, it's safe.
Yeah, and it smells much better than diesel
I
food.
bet it does. Makes you hungry.
Yeah.
All right.
You're in pretty close quarters in this bus.
No.
There are no strangers on the bus.
We all know each other too well.
Is this like the Real World on Wheels? Is that it? Or?
I'd say we're slightly more laid back than the Real World crew.
This is the Real World. Hey, did you ever find that after picking up some of the grease and fat from restaurants, you just couldn't bring yourselves to eat in there afterwards? Just look it up.
There was the occasional extra special dirty dumpster,
well,
but that wasn't very inspiring. But we also ate definitely at some of the places that we fueled up at.
Check out their website if you want to see what they're all about. BigGreenBus.org. And just because they're wrapping up their adventure for the year, there will be another road trip with somebody next year with a Big Green Bus, and they want you to be thinking about this stuff year round.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing too, is to keep the message going.
Nowadays, people are divided up like honeycombs, budgeting their time based around the way the money's shown. Dreaming about summer homes and eating buttered scones and mansions. Rich like the one for which the Playboy bunnies know, but like the Thunderdome, we're ready for the hour of battle. To bring these cunning poems that incite and rouse the rabble. Hit your funny bones and rebuild the tower of battle. Reaction speaks, leaves sheep alone and devours the cattle. Our mind's hilarity, instrumental dexterity, and rhyme maturity are primed to bring you these lines of candor and clarity. Don't stand and stare at me or dare answer the premises. Rise and surmise, this is still a land of disparity. Surprised? Your eyes warily and with severity. Just listen to the nonsense politicians are parroting. There's no charity, they'll carry a theme. So where does it seem the American dream becomes more of a barrier screen? Wanna knock down walls with these radical bomb beats. Make no conscious by means of Dax's respondents. But I'm not trying to make hip hop a white thing, so just get off. And we're just trying to prove there's still room for cream in the coffee. Whether from the lips of men or the tips of our pens. Find peace of mind like the food is found. So like wondering which came first. The egg of the hand, or trace around a perfect circle till you beg for the end. Whether from the lips of men or the tips of our pens. We can find peace of mind like the food is found. So like wondering which came first. The egg of the hand, or trace around a perfect circle till you beg for the end. Come with us and conjure up a version of beatitude. Requires only the simple conversion of your attitude. From a personal attack and swing between nerds and the raddest dudes. Only those hurling platitudes about urban inaptitude. Instead, let your head start swerving between latitudes. Feeling more love, healing no wounds, and learning gratitude. Purging bureaucratic moods and urgent action too. Burning like McDonald's when they're serving automatic food. When the attic and basement get loud when we do this job. So everybody from the in crowd to Indian music snobs. Get America down to the Mideast, down to India, choosing not to take the lives of people standing by innocently who've been shot or bombed at the bus station in response to frustration. Places where debate has gone beyond resuscitation. Fanatics combination, you might as well forget. Don't bother with the grace of God if you've got to kill to get it. For too long, hip hop has gone on, maundering and enlisting. An army on the march to get playing until their wrists clink. But don't shrink, for once we're asking y'all to just think. What do you want to say you sliver after all the dust sinks? Whether from the lips of men or the tips of our pens. Find peace of mind like the food is found. Sound like wondering which came first, the egg or the hen. Or trace around a perfect circle till you beg for the end. Whether from the lips of men or the tips of our pens. We can find peace of mind like the food is found. Sound like wondering which came first, the egg or the hen. Or trace around a perfect circle till you beg for the end. Accord a technical level of respect to the devil and elect to endeavor to correctively revel forever as I connect directly and cleverly projecting these metrically correct rhyme entities and high density. Then you'll see I'm meant to be in my destiny, rejecting those who try offensing me till they try defensively from my propensity to fry those sent to me like chicken thighs tend to be. Sure, the world's got problems, ipsy dixit, but we all work together, we can probably fix it. But we gotta get ready, let your head bob to this shit. If the world sings the wrong song, we gotta remix it. Change starts here, forget a podium high rise. Think for yourself, this basic is sodium hydride. Don't let things overwhelm you like opium highs. Might just keep your head level so that we know we can fly right. Whether from the lips of men or the tips of our pens. Find peace of mind like the food is found. Sound like wondering which came first, the egg or the hen. Or trace around a perfect circle till you beg for the end. Whether from the lips of men or the tips of our pens. We can find peace of mind like the food is found. Sound like wondering which came first, the egg or the hen. Or trace around a perfect circle till you beg for the end. Word.
Goosebumps. I made it, man. You're home, Big Green Bus. You're home. What the hell do we do now? What do we do now? What? Time to go to Disney World. Jim drove right by me in my car. Group hug! Group hug!
Outside of Paris.
Yeah, baby! My God!